What if everything you've been told about reality is only a small piece of the truth? What if your desires, your dreams, and the deepest parts of your consciousness have been waiting for you to unlock their full potential? There's knowledge they don't want you to understand, a message that could change how you perceive reality itself. Not because it offers something new, but because it reveals what's always been there, just beyond the edges of what you've been taught to believe. The nature of reality. They don't want you to know this, but your reality is not as fixed as they've made you believe. The world around you, everything you experience, everything you desire is more malleable than you ever thought. The rules we think govern our lives are not as rigid as they appear. Instead, they are shaped and reshaped by something much closer than the stars or the distant heavens. They are shaped by you. Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, suggested that reality is not simply a static construct, but something that is constantly in the process of becoming. In his concept of potentiality and actuality, he proposed that everything in existence has the potential to change and become something more. For Aristotle, the world isn't just a collection of fixed objects. It is a dynamic interplay where things are always in the process of realizing their potential. This notion implies that our reality is not set in stone. It can be shaped and reshaped by our choices, desires, and actions. In Hindu philosophy, there's the concept of Brahman, the ultimate reality, which is beyond all physical appearances. Similarly, in the Hermetic traditions, there's the principle of mentalism. The all is mind, the universe is mental. What this means is that the world we see, the world we touch, is not the ultimate reality. It's a canvas waiting for us to paint on it with our thoughts and desires. Yet so many are stuck painting with colors given to them by others, by society, by expectations, by fear. For centuries, sages, mystics, and seekers have all whispered of a profound truth. We are creators of our reality. But this truth has often been dismissed, buried under layers of societal conditioning, doubt, and fear. What if the secret to transforming your life wasn't about working harder or sacrificing more, but about understanding and harnessing a power that's been within you all along? Think about this. Everything around you was once a thought, an idea. The chair you're sitting on, the device in your hand, the buildings outside your window, all of them were first conceived in someone's mind before they became physical reality. If you can truly grasp this idea, you begin to see that reality is a canvas waiting for you to paint on. Your thoughts, your desires, your emotions, they are the brushstrokes. It begins with understanding the nature of desire. Desire is not the enemy, it is a spark. It is not a vice to be eradicated, but as a force to be refined. Desire is the universe seeking to experience itself through you. The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. It reminds us that true reality cannot be confined by words or limited by our current understanding. It is beyond the labels of possible and impossible. It is fluid, responsive to the mind that engages with it. In the same way, when you align your mind, heart, and spirit with a desire, you're not just wishing for change, you're commanding it. When a desire arises, it is not just a random thought. It is a call from the deepest part of your being, an invitation to explore, create, and manifest. However, the problem most people face is that their desires are often clouded by fear, doubt, or a sense of unworthiness. The power of clarity. The first step in transforming your desires into reality is to recognize them for what they truly are: pure, potent potential. You must strip away the layers of doubt and fear and come to a place of clarity. Clarity is power. When you are clear about what you want, the universe responds. But how does one achieve this clarity? It starts by quieting the noise of the mind. In a world constantly buzzing with information, opinions, and distractions, finding stillness is a radical act. This doesn't mean running away to a cave or a mountaintop. It means finding a moment, even in the midst of chaos, to connect with your inner self. It could be as simple as a deep breath, a moment of silence, or a walk in nature. When you quiet the noise, you start to hear the subtle voice of your true desires. This voice doesn't shout, it whispers. It doesn't demand, it invites. And when you listen, truly listen, you begin to understand that your desires are not random. They are a part of your soul's journey. They are the breadcrumbs leading you toward your highest potential. Once you have clarity on your desires, the next step is to align your inner world with that vision. You see, the universe is not outside of you. It is a reflection of what is within. If you believe that the world is full of scarcity, struggle, and limitation, that is what you will see and experience. But if you shift your inner state, if you cultivate a sense of abundance, peace, and possibility, you begin to see those qualities reflected back to you. This is not just wishful thinking, it is a profound truth recognized by spiritual teachers and modern science alike. Quantum physics tells us that reality is not as solid as it seems. At its core, everything is energy, vibrating at different frequencies, and your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are not exceptions. They too are forms of energy. When you align your energy with the frequency of what you desire, you start to attract it into your life. But alignment isn't just about thinking positive thoughts or repeating affirmations. It requires a deep inner work, a commitment to transform old patterns, beliefs, and behaviors that no longer serve you. It means becoming aware of the subconscious programs running your life, the ones that say, "I'm not good enough," "I don't deserve this," or "it's too hard." These are the weeds that choke the garden of your mind. And like any gardener, your job is to uproot them and plant seeds of new beliefs, new possibilities. Think of it like tuning a musical instrument. If a guitar is out of tune, no matter how skilled the musician is, the music will sound discordant. But when the strings are perfectly tuned, even the simplest melody becomes beautiful. You are the instrument, and your mind, heart, and spirit are the strings. When they are in harmony, life flows effortlessly. This doesn't mean challenges won't arise. Challenges are not obstacles. They are opportunities to refine your inner alignment. Each challenge is a question the universe poses. Are you truly aligned with your desires, or is there still fear, doubt, or disbelief lurking beneath the surface? When these moments come, as they inevitably will, see them as gifts. Chances to go deeper, to strengthen your connection with your true self. So take a moment now and reflect. What is it that you truly desire? Not what society tells you to want, not what your family or friends expect of you, but what your soul longs for. Allow yourself to feel it, to see it, to taste it, and know this: if the desire is in you, it is meant for you. The universe doesn't place dreams in our hearts to taunt us, it places them there to guide us. With this understanding, you can start to see life not as a series of random events, but as a play between you and the universe. And in this dance, your desires are the rhythm, your thoughts are the steps, and your faith is the music. So step into this dance fully, with an open heart and a clear mind. The canvas is blank, the possibilities endless. What will you create? The alchemy of belief. Now that you understand the foundation, that your desires are not mere whims but seeds of potential, the next step is to delve into the alchemy of belief. If desire is the spark that ignites the fire, belief is the fuel that keeps it burning. Many people go through life with dimly lit fires, wondering why their dreams never come to pass. The truth is, without belief, desire alone is like a boat adrift without a sail. Belief is more than a simple thought. It's a deep-seated conviction that something is true, even when the physical evidence around you suggests otherwise. Think of a farmer planting a seed. He doesn't dig it up every day to check if it's sprouting. He knows with absolute certainty that beneath the surface, something miraculous is happening. This is the same with your desires. Belief is the soil in which your dreams grow. When you believe deeply, you give them the space and time they need to manifest. But belief is not just blind faith. It is an active, living force. Consider the story of the mustard seed, a tiny seed that grows into a large tree. The power of this story lies in its message. Faith, the size of a mustard seed, can move mountains. This is not just a metaphor, it's a truth that points to the power of focused belief. A small amount of unwavering belief can create massive change. However, it must be pure and unshaken by doubt. This is where most people falter. They plant their seeds of desire, but then they allow the weeds of doubt, fear, and negativity to take root. They look around and see a world that tells them their dreams are impossible, that they are not good enough, or that they are aiming too high. These thoughts are like stones thrown into a calm lake, creating ripples that disturb the surface. And so, the work becomes a battle within the mind. To master belief, you must first master your mind. The mind is like a fertile field. Whatever you plant will grow. If you sow seeds of doubt, you will harvest doubt. But if you plant seeds of possibility, nourished with daily affirmations and unwavering faith, you will begin to see your reality shift. This is not just a psychological trick, it is a fundamental truth of the universe. The world you see outside is a reflection of the world inside you. How do you cultivate such belief, especially when your senses scream otherwise? Begin by questioning the beliefs you already hold. Are they truly yours, or were they given to you by someone else, by society, by your parents, by a world that thrives on conformity? The first step is to break free from the prison of borrowed beliefs and begin to shape your own. Imagine the mind as a garden. For years, weeds have grown unchecked, and these weeds are the limiting beliefs that have taken root over time. I am not worthy. Success is for others. I am limited by my circumstances. These are not truths. They are weeds, and like any garden, you must tend to it daily. The moment a negative thought arises, pluck it out, examine it, and replace it with a thought that aligns with your desired reality. When you start to do this consistently, something magical happens. Your mind begins to shift from a state of fear and limitation to a state of possibility and abundance. You start to see opportunities where there were once obstacles, and you begin to attract people, resources, and circumstances that align with your new beliefs. This is the law of resonance at work. Just as a tuning fork vibrating at a certain frequency will cause another tuning fork to vibrate at the same frequency, your dominant beliefs send out a frequency that attracts similar energies back to you. Consider this. If you truly believed that you were capable of achieving your deepest desires, how would you act? Would you take more risks? Would you seize opportunities instead of letting them pass by? Belief is not passive, it is active. It compels you to act in alignment with your desires. When you believe, you start moving differently in the world. You no longer wait for permission or the perfect moment, you create it. However, it's important to recognize that belief also requires patience. The modern world has conditioned us to expect instant gratification. We want results now, and when they don't appear immediately, we give up. But true belief understands the power of patience. It knows that just as a seed needs time to grow into a mighty tree, so too do our desires need time to come to fruition. It trusts the process and remains steadfast even when the results are not yet visible. In these moments of waiting, there is a deep inner work that takes place. This is where the alchemy happens, the transformation of desire into reality through the crucible of belief. It is a time for strengthening your faith, refining your vision, and continuing to take inspired action. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to desperation, it responds to certainty. It mirrors back to you what you are, not what you want. So become the embodiment of your desires. Walk as if it is already done. Speak as if your dreams are already real. Feel as if you are already living your highest potential. This is not about pretending or deluding yourself. It is about aligning your inner state with your desired reality so fully that there is no room for doubt. Belief is a practice, not a one-time decision. It is a daily commitment to choose faith over fear, possibility over limitation, love over doubt. And as you continue to cultivate this belief, you will begin to see the world bend to your will. Opportunities will arise that you never thought possible. Doors will open where there were once walls, and the path will appear where there was once only fog. The journey of transforming desire into reality begins and ends within. It is a journey of mastering your mind, refining your beliefs, and aligning your entire being with the frequency of what you want to create. Step boldly into this truth. Know that you are powerful beyond measure, capable of bending reality with the sheer force of your belief. The art of surrender. As you journey deeper into the mystery of reality, a paradox begins to emerge. There's another crucial element to this alchemy that many overlook: surrender. At first, surrender seems to contradict everything you've learned about desire and belief. How can you want something so deeply and yet let go of the need to control its outcome? This is the delicate play of creation, the art of surrender. Surrender is not giving up on your dreams or abandoning your goals. It is about releasing the rigid grip of control and trusting in a power greater than yourself. It's about understanding that while you have the ability to shape your reality through your desires and beliefs, the ultimate orchestration of events is beyond human hands. This is where the true power lies, in the balance between intention and allowing. Think of a river flowing downstream. You are in a boat with a paddle, and you can choose to paddle along with the current or against it. If you paddle against it, you may make some progress, but it will be slow, exhausting, and filled with resistance. If you paddle with the current, you'll find yourself moving swiftly and effortlessly. Surrender is not about throwing away the paddle and letting the river take you wherever it wants. It's about recognizing the direction of the current and working with it. Many people misunderstand surrender as passive. They think it means sitting back and waiting for the universe to do all the work. But surrender is an active state of awareness and trust. It means you continue to take inspired action and pursue your goals, but without attachment to how and when they will manifest. You are fully committed to the process, but you leave room for the divine to guide you. This is not weakness, it is strength. It takes courage to surrender. At the core of surrender is trust, a deep, abiding trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. In spiritual traditions, this trust is often referred to as faith. Faith is not merely believing in something unseen. It is knowing that there is a grander design at play, one that your limited human perspective may not fully comprehend. This is why the masters and sages have always spoken of surrender as a path to liberation. When you surrender, you free yourself from the burdens of worry, doubt, and fear. You create space for miracles to enter your life. One of the greatest teachers of surrender is nature. Observe a tree standing tall in a storm. It does not resist the wind, it bends with it. If it were to resist, it would break. The tree knows that the storm will pass, and in its flexibility it survives. We too must learn to bend with the winds of life. When challenges arise, when things don't go according to our plans, our instinct is often to resist, to fight against what is happening. But in doing so, we only create more struggle. The practice of surrender begins with acceptance. Acceptance does not mean that you like or agree with everything that happens to you, but it does mean recognizing it as part of the journey. When you resist reality, you create suffering, but when you accept it, you open the door to peace. Acceptance is the first step towards surrender. It allows you to see clearly and to respond, rather than react, to life's challenges. Once you accept what is, you can begin to align yourself with a higher flow. This is where surrender becomes a powerful tool for transformation. When you let go of the need to control every detail, you make space for something greater to take over. Call it the universe, the divine, or simply the natural order of things. Whatever name you give it, this force is far more intelligent than our limited minds can fathom. It knows the exact timing, the exact way in which your desires can manifest for the highest good. This does not mean that you sit back and do nothing. On the contrary, surrender often requires you to take bold and courageous actions. But these actions come from a place of alignment, not from fear or desperation. You act because you are guided, because you feel a deep inner knowing that it is the right step. This is the essence of inspired action.